Hi, I'm Ellen from the Spellbound Bead Company, and I'm going to show you 3 different ways to make a really simple necklace using this enamelled flower pendant. A really simple way to use this flower pendant bead is just to string it onto 3 different colours of rat tail. Now I've chosen the colours here to complement the colours in the pendant. So all you need to do is just thread them through the back. Now the first two, do them one at a time. So the first one will go through without any problem at all. Now your second one should also go through fairly easily. Now, by the time we get to the third one, it's becoming a little bit congested in the hole there. So it's not going to be easy to poke it straight through like I just did with the other two. So what I've done is you just take a piece of wire. In this case I've got a bit of tiger tail here. Put a bend in the middle. And we're basically creating a little bit of a needle to make it easier to get it through. So if you just poke your wire through, loop the wire through there. Take your third piece of rat tail, thread it through, and then just a pull, and that will pull it through. And then you can ease the second end through. And you've got your 3 strands of rat tail through there like that. Okay. So all you need to do to finish is I'm going to use a box lace end. So if you just bring all 3 ends together, obviously once you've got your chosen your desired length, bring the 3 ends together, take your box lace end, pop them in there. If you've got a thumbnail, it's quite useful. Hold it down, and then just take your pliers and gently squeeze either side of your lace end down, turn it round, squeeze the other side, just to make sure you've caught all 3. And it's a bit trickier if you've got 3 strands rather than the single strand, but then gently fold it over like so. So you've got the one end on there, and then we're going to repeat at the other end. Try and make sure, stretch them out, so make sure that they're flat. Take the other end. It's in your box end like so. And it's not playing so close. It's not. And then give it a little squeeze. There we go. Get it to play properly. And turn it round. And then all you need to do is just attach your clasp. Now you can use any type of clasp that you want here. I've just got a standard lobster claw clasp. So we're just going to open my jump ring, pop the clasp on, and pop it onto the end. And then close it up like that. And then just pop another ring onto the other side. And then you've got yourself a little necklace. For this necklace, I've simply threaded the flower pendant onto a length of imitation suede. I've chosen a pink to sort of complement the purple colours of the centre of the flower. And all I've done is put some box lace ends on the end of the suede in exactly the same way that I did with the 3 strands of rat tail. For this necklace, I've chosen to thread the flower pendant onto a strand of seed beads. These are size 8 seed beads, and I've chosen colours to complement the colours on the flower pendant. Because the flower pendant's nice and shiny, I've chosen some matte finish seed beads to thread on. So first of all, I'm just going to mix them up together, because I'm going to thread them on in a random fashion. I've got a length of tiger tail. Cut your tiger tail to your desired length, and I've popped a little bulldog clip on the end just to stop them dropping off if I happen to pick it up. And all I'm going to do is simply thread them on in a sort of random pattern. So don't need a needle, you just pick them up off the mat with the end of your tiger tail. So I'm just going to keep threading them on in a random way. So now my strand of seed beads has reached its desired length. I'm going to thread the pendant on. Now, because the hole in the bail on the back of this pendant is quite generous, it will in fact fit over the top of a size 8 seed bead. Now, if you're using a bigger bead, then you will need to remember to pop your pendant on in the centre of the necklace when you reach that point. So we're going to pop it on like that. Then I'm just going to attach the clasp. So I just need a few little crimp beads. These are French crimps. So all I'm going to do is just on the first end, I'm just going to pick up one crimp, and then I'm going to thread on my ring. This is a 7mm jump ring, and then double your tiger tail back through in the opposite direction, and then simply slide up your crimp so you've just got a little loop on the end, and then just take a pair of pliers and squash it flat. So now you've got this tail of a tiger tail wire, so if you could just thread that back through, you trim it a little bit shorter if you wanted to, but thread that back through all the beads so that it keeps it out of the way, like that. In fact, I am going to trim it a little bit shorter. So you just thread it through, making sure that it sits inside the bead so there's no little sharp bit sticking out. And then slide all your beads along, so making sure there's no gapping along the wire. And my jump ring is dropped off, which would suggest that it wasn't closed properly. So I'm just going to adjust that. It's okay though, because I've got a generous loop of left on there, you can just pop the jump ring back in and then close it up, making sure there's no gap this time so it's not going to drop off. Next I'm going to add a jump ring to the clasp. Let's see if I can find where the opening on the jump ring is. Okay, so just going to twist it open, pop it through the loop on the clasp, and then close it back up, making sure it's nice and tight, nice and tightly closed. And then I need to check my beads are all smoothed out along there, no gapping. Take the clip off the end, and again repeat what we did on the other end. So I'm just going to pick up one little French crimp, thread it through the jump ring, double it back, and this time I'm going to thread it through, down through some of the beads as well until it pokes out there, and then gently pull the loop through. So if you can see the loop getting smaller on the end there. Hopefully we haven't created any gaps in the beading whilst we've been doing that. So then simply squash the French crimp on the end like so, and trim off the excess wire. So there you've got, get the clasp close, your flower pendant on a string of seed beads.